are sharp like ice. The night can slightly and slightly and no betonic quiz. Sampai mari say